Revealed, the heartwarming journey of a poor maid's unexpected marriage to a billionaire, an incredible love story. Lily, a 32-year-old single mother, scrubbed the lobby floor of a high-rise in downtown Chicago, each stroke of her mop a testament to her grit. Her eyes, weary yet resolute, focused on the task at hand, while thoughts of her two young children tugged at her heart. After her husband's sudden departure, life had plunged into chaos, but she wouldn't let that drown her spirit. She worked tirelessly, driven by an unwavering determination to provide for her family, convinced that dignity lies not in wealth, but in resilience and love. One fateful afternoon, just as the sun dipped behind the towering buildings, she stumbled upon a man she had only heard whispers about: Ethan, the reclusive billionaire. Wrapped in an expensive suit, he seemed worlds apart from her. Yet, his eyes bore a glimpse of something deeper, something more human. She felt a jolt of warmth, a flicker of connection, as he offered a gentle smile while she dusted the polished marble table. Days turned into weeks, and their chance encounters evolved into something unexpected: a friendship. Over shared cups of coffee and late-night conversations, they laughed and exchanged dreams, creating a cocoon that felt safe from the judgment of the outside world. They both carried their burdens, yet found solace in each other's company. Lily shared stories of diaper mishaps and the joy of her children's laughter, while Ethan talked about the weight of family expectations pressing down on him. Their laughter echoed in the vibrant lobby, a stark contrast to the lavish decor around them. Before we continue, I need to let you know about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system, and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, hit that bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can drop a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue. Yet, as their bond deepened, a storm brewed within Lily. With each passing day, the walls of societal prejudice began closing in. Her feelings for Ethan grew powerful, yet her pride rebelled against the notion of letting him pull her into a world that could expose her to ridicule. The fear of being judged weighed heavily on her, particularly when Ethan's affluent family unceremoniously dismissed her when they found out about their relationship. The hurt pulsed through her, echoing the whispers of scorn ringing in her ears. At the charity gala meant to bridge their worlds, she stood amidst the elite attendees, her heart racing. Condescending gazes cut through her, each one a reminder of how different they were. But Lily felt the fire of courage ignite as she stepped up to address the crowd. Her words, filled with passion and vulnerability, defended not just her love for Ethan but the dignity of every hardworking soul. She advocated for equality and respect, challenging societal norms head-on. In that moment, she realized what was truly at stake: the love for her children, her pride, and the connection that blossomed between her and Ethan. They stood together, wrestling against whispers of disdain. Would this love withstand the weight of judgment surrounding them? As the crowd buzzed with uncertainty and newfound respect, a fragile silence cloaked the room. The question lingered painfully in the air: was their love strong enough to transcend the divide? Lily's heart hammered in her chest as she stepped back from the podium. The crowd's reaction was palpable, a mix of appalled whispers and empathetic murmurs. Ethan's eyes searched hers, silently pleading for her to believe in them, to trust that they could bridge the divide separating their worlds. She could see the frustration clouding his usually warm demeanor. He wanted nothing more than to take her hand and fight against the tide of disapproval together. But as she glanced at his family, their expressions a cocktail of disdain and pity, doubt crept in like an unwelcome shadow. Could her voice cut through the prejudice? Could their love be strong enough to withstand the relentless scrutiny that came with being together? It made her stomach twist painfully. Just as the murmurs began to grow, drowning out her thoughts, Ethan stepped forward. The crowd fell silent, all attention on him as he took a deep breath, his resolve hardening. "I know what my family thinks," he began, his voice steady but edged with emotion. "They believe wealth defines a person's worth. But in that belief, they forget to see the people, the kindness, the courage, the love shared. Lily is not just a maid. She is a mother, a relentless fighter who inspires those around her. That hit Lily like a bolt from the blue. Did he really just say that? Her heart swelled, a mix of embarrassment and elation coursing through her. But self-doubt pricked at her conscience. Was she worthy of his unwavering admiration? Ethan continued, pouring his heart into every word. We live in a world that too often measures worth in dollars and cents. But true value lies in character, resilience, and love. Lily embodies all of that and more. His gaze locked onto hers, deep and sincere. The room held its breath, hanging on his every word. Suddenly, encouragement surged within her, spurring her on. She had stood for herself once, she couldn't hide now. She stepped back up to the podium, determination rekindling in her heart. I didn't expect to be here today, and I certainly didn't expect to be speaking in front of so many extraordinary people, she began, her confidence growing. But life has a way of leading us where we're meant to be. I may not have riches or status, but I have love in my heart for my children and for this man. That's what matters most. Cheers erupted from a handful of guests, but not all faces were supportive. Lily felt the weight of judgment, the whispers swirling like a storm around her. How could she convince them? Ethan took her hand, grounding her with his presence. The warmth of his grip ignited her courage. She spoke even louder, her words taking on a life of their own. We all deserve love, no matter our background. We are not defined by what we have, but by who we are. The energy in the room shifted, tension simmering beneath the surface. Some guests nodded, others frowned. After Lily finished, Ethan squeezed her hand tightly, their shared strength resonating between them as if they were both breathing in the same rhythm. But deep down, uncertainty still flickered. This was only the beginning. As they stepped down from the podium, his family approached, eyes narrowing as if prepared to unleash their fury. You two think this is over? You have no idea what you're stepping into, one of Ethan's relatives snapped, the words slicing through the buzz of anticipation in the air. Lily glanced at Ethan, both of them realizing the reality ahead would be even tougher than they anticipated. Was their love truly ready to face a battle beyond just societal rejection? As they prepared for confrontation, Lily whispered, "What do we do now?" And with their hands intertwined, they prepared to dive headfirst into the storm, each knowing their fight was only just beginning. Ethan's family loomed closer, their tension palpable. Lily could feel the heat of their disapproval radiate toward her like sunburn. Every claim she had made just moments ago felt fragile under their scrutiny. "Lily, is it?" Another relative, a woman with sharp features and an iceberg-cold gaze, addressed her. "You think standing there and spouting clichés about love will change years of tradition and expectation? You think you're worthy of him?" Lily opened her mouth, searching for words, but they fell heavy in her throat. She took a step back, more aware of her surroundings, cold marble floor beneath her heels, glances shifting like storm clouds overhead. Ethan stood firm beside her, a wall ready to shield her from the onslaught. "This is not about worthiness," he replied, his voice resilient and alive with defiance. "It's about what we choose, about love being worth more than money or status." "Love? Ha!" The woman scoffed, her bemusement boiling into disdain. "You'll have no idea how to navigate the life you're entering. This isn't some fairy tale, Ethan. It's our story," Lily blurted out before she could stop herself. "You don't know me. You don't know what I'm capable of, what I feel for your brother." She felt a surprising strength in her voice, a bolt of electricity that surged through her, igniting the fire that had once flickered in her heart. They exchanged glances, Lily and Ethan, a silent pledge passing between them. "I've fought too long to create a life for my children. I won't succumb to doubt now," she declared, emboldened by her own truth. A murmur swept through the crowd. Some faces softened, others remained rigid. The relative folded her arms, narrowing her eyes. So you want to become part of our family? Do you even know what that entails? The expectations, the duties? It's not just a rich boy and his poor girl romance. The expectations? Ethan cut in sharply, raising an eyebrow. Maybe it's time our family reevaluates those expectations. Make room for love that doesn't fit a mold. The mood shifted again, as if a clarion call had been sounded. People began to shift uncomfortably, some looking at each other, grappling with the cognitive dissonance. This wasn't a fairy tale. But it wasn't just an ugly reality, either. One by one, a few guests began to nod, some even clapped softly, almost hesitantly. Lily took a small breath, and in that moment, she channeled all her fears, all her hopes. I may not know how to fit into your world, but I know I can bring love and joy into it. Isn't that what really matters? Ethan beamed with pride, holding her regal amidst the uncertainty. Then, suddenly, a voice broke through louder than the rest. Enough. It was Ethan's father, stepping forward, his brow furrowed, expression carved like stone. You think this is cute? All this passion? Lily felt her pulse quicken, the air thickening around her. Then let me be clear, he continued, his voice booming each word like an accusation. This is about legacy. You think love is all you need? Let me tell you about sacrifice. About making sure our family remains untarnished. Beneath the weight of his words, despair coiled around Lily's heart. Her breath hitched, and she felt Ethan's hand tighten around hers, anchoring her, pulling them both together as if they were one beat, one rhythm, unbreakable. We can forge a new path, Ethan shot back fiercely, but only if you will let us. The crowd shifted again, familiar faces flickering with doubt and compassion. The clock ticked louder now, hearts beating as one, a moment swelling with significance. But what would they choose? The future lay heavy between them, uncertain and tantalizing. Would love be strong enough to shatter the legacy cast upon them, or would they succumb to the weight of tradition? As the tension hung thick, Lily whispered, her voice trembling with hope, what if we dare for something different? With the crowd's breath held and her heart pounding, Lily knew the battle was just beginning and their love would be tested in ways none of them could predict. Lily could feel the room pulse with a charged silence. Each face turned toward them was a canvas painted with doubt and fear, reflection of a family standing at the crossroads of change and tradition. She squeezed Ethan's hand tighter, hoping to draw strength from his unwavering presence. Family, we've done so well following tradition, Ethan's father growled, the creases in his forehead deepening as though each wrinkle carved away any hope he had. But it's time to think beyond just ourselves. You are choosing what you want without thinking what this will mean for everyone else. What does that mean, exactly? Ethan shot back, anger tempered with desperation. Are we not the ones living this life? How can we be expected to sacrifice our happiness for something that's merely a chain of expectations? Lily turned to him, her heart racing at the intensity of his words. She could see the determination in his eyes, a fire that ignited within her, pushing her to stand up even taller. Ethan is right, she interjected, gaining momentum, emboldened by the way the whispers grew. What if all those traditions have held you captive? There's joy in unity, joy that isn't bound to material burdens. Maybe it's time to redefine what this family stands for. The eyes of the older relatives flickered with surprise, few absorbed her words, while others strained against them like a taut bowstring. Reimagining is all well and good, but these ideas take time, an elder man said, shaking his head dismissively. You can't just rewrite family history. The world moves forward, yes, but those of us in this room have built something. And what have you built? Lily challenged, her voice rising unexpectedly. A structure of pressure, of fear that casts shadows on what truly matters. If we can't shift this legacy, then what is there left? Silence, child, Ethan's father snapped, the command striking out like a whip. He thrust a finger in her direction, but the tremor in his voice betrayed his fury. You don't understand the cost of dismantling what we've built. Lily's heart raced as she stood firmly. But if we continue this way, the legacy you hold so sacred will dissolve anyway, under the weight of resentment and sorrow. A ripple of murmurs escaped the guests, a blend of unexpected support and lingering doubt. Some looked from Ethan's father to the couple, weighing their options like a precarious balance. Legacy is more than wealth and prestige, Lily added softly, her tone shifting. It's about love, respect, and the willingness to grow. Surely that's worth fighting for? The room felt more alive than ever, confusion battling with the warmth of her words. Some relatives exchanged glances, an unspoken conversation brewing just beneath the surface. Then, Ethan's father inhaled deeply, his discomfort blending with a hint of contemplation. Perhaps, he began, hesitating, perhaps times are changing. The admission hung in the air like a weightless note, a peace treaty drawn in the midst of chaos. Lily looked up, a spark of hope igniting within her. Yet, as she sensed a shift, she also felt smaller again, a flicker against a vast unknown. Could they truly alter this narrative, or would the past haunt them still? Before they could process the wave of possibility, the room door swung open to reveal a new figure, an uninvited guest with a knowing smile, a canvas of curiosity painted on their face. The crowd shifted again, blinking in surprise. Sorry to interrupt, the newcomer said, voice smooth as silk, but I think it's time someone shook things up a bit more. There's a truth you all need to hear. Lily's pulse quickened, uncertainty mingling with anticipation. In a moment of newfound tension, she wondered if the revelation stemming from this unexpected appearance might deepen their resolve or peel back layers they hadn't been prepared for. What secrets lay ahead? The newcomers stepped into the room, their presence radiating warmth and confidence, cutting through the tension like a hot knife through butter. Lily squinted, trying to read the stranger's expression. Who were they, and what truth could possibly turn this gathering of family into a battlefield of clarity? Who are you? Ethan's father barked, his irritation pouring through the question like boiling water. The stranger tilted their head, unruffled. I'm Alex, they said, a playful grin spreading across their face. And I think it's time for a reality check. You may not recognize me, but I have something crucial for all of you. Reality check? Ethan echoed, crossing his arms defensively. What makes you think we need your input? Oh, trust me. Alex shrugged, leaning casually against the doorframe. There's more than you realize behind the walls of family and tradition. Sometimes, the heart wants what it wants, regardless of what the family thinks. And in this case, it could be more than you can handle. The murmurs grew, a chorus of confusion mixed with intrigue. Lily met Ethan's gaze, equal parts curious and apprehensive. What could this person possibly know about their struggle, their fight? With all due respect, Alex continued, this isn't just about tradition and legacy. It's about authenticity. Isn't that what you all want? Ethan's father, challenged and relentless, straightened up. Spare us the dramatics. You don't know our family. Alex stepped forward, eyes sparkling with mischief. Maybe not, but I do know a thing or two about love and sacrifice. And believe it or not, sometimes it comes in the most unexpected forms. Lily felt a slight chill run through her as Alex's words fanned the flames of the room. Love and sacrifice. Those were terms heavy with longing, twisting like smoke. She leaned in, eager to hear more but also anxious about where this was heading. What are you getting at? Ethan asked, voice steady but laced with impatience. Alex's gaze shifted around the room before locking into Lily's, catching the intensity of her stare. You, my dear, are standing on the brink of something extraordinary, even if you don't realize it yet. Every legacy has its shadows, but shadows are only cast where there is light. Lily felt herself blush hotly, both flattered and embarrassed. Shadows and light. It was poetic yet daunting, opening doors she wasn't sure she was ready to walk through. I'm not here to tell you what to do, Alex continued. But I know secrets have a way of slipping through the cracks. What if the very traditions you cling to could be your undoing? What if they hide truths you've yet to confront? The room went silent, every breath hanging in the air. Lily's heart pounded. She sensed the stirring potential in Alex's words, something stirring deep within her. Was it really possible that this stranger held the key to unlocking a future of love and happiness for them all, or was it simply a fancy illusion? I'm not afraid to shake things up, Alex said boldly. And if you're willing to listen, I can show you a vision of what's truly possible. But you'll need to be brave. Are you ready? As Lily glanced around, she saw hope flickering in some family members, while others remained steadfast in their skepticism. The moment hung heavy, waiting for an answer that could either ignite change or plunge them back into the comfort of old ways. Ethan turned to her, uncertainty wrinkling his brow. The emotion swirling in his eyes begged the question, should they invite this unknown truth into their lives, or send it back into the shadows? And before Lily could respond, just outside the door, an urgent voice called out, a storm of emotions racing toward them. Hey! You need to hear this too. The tension thickened again, and Lily's heart raced as she felt the weight of secrets pressing closer. What other revelations lurked just beyond this moment? Would the path to their future hold promise or peril? Lily's breath hitched as they all turned toward the voice. It belonged to Sarah, her younger cousin, whose wide eyes spoke volumes. Sarah had that knack for cutting through the noise, and it seemed she was ready to spill something vital. What is it? Ethan's father snapped, his patience evaporating into the air. This isn't a time for games, Sarah. I know. Sarah hesitated, glancing nervously at Alex, who maintained a relaxed posture. But I overheard something you all need to know. Her words hung heavy in the air, thick with unanswered questions. What did you hear? Ethan probed, leaning closer, the urgency in the room amplifying by the second. It's about Grandma. The family history, the one we've always been proud of. Sarah's voice quivered as she stepped further inside, the sunlight behind her forming a halo. There's a secret, a big one. What kind of secret? Ethan asked, brows furrowing, while Lily's pulse quickened. She could barely come to grips with the idea of a family secret. The truth was a wild beast waiting to be unleashed, and she worried about what it might tear apart. Sarah took a deep breath, her gaze darting to the faces of the family. I found some old letters in the attic. They were addressed to Grandma before she passed. Someone wrote about a love affair. A clandestine relationship that our family never wanted to admit happened. A collective gasp rippled through the room. Ethan's father's jaw tightened, and he glanced sharply at Lily as if she might deny this shocking revelation. But Lily turned her focus to Alex. How could they remain calm amid these revelations? Is that true? Ethan's voice broke the silence, echoing disbelief. How could Grandma have hidden something like that? Sometimes, Alex interjected smoothly, family legacies can be built on lies. Imagine how many choices were made to protect us and how many lives were shaped by those secrets. Their gaze moved between each member, gauging reactions like a seasoned diplomat. Lily's heart raced, caught in a whirlwind of emotions. But why now? She asked, unsure if she was seeking clarity or just venting frustration. Why dig up these secrets at a time like this? Because, Sarah blurted, I think it's tied to everything we're dealing with now. I mean, how can we move forward if we're anchored down by what we don't know? Ethan's father slammed a fist against the table, startling everyone. This is nonsense. We won't ruin our family's name over whispers and half-truths. Anger radiated from him, making the air crackle. Alex stepped forward, unyielding. But isn't stagnation worse? These secrets may be the very thing holding you back from understanding each other, embracing each other fully. Life is too short for half-truths. There was a flicker of indecision in Ethan's eyes. They had lived their lives tightly bound by family tradition, but now it seemed that foundation was crumbling. His gaze turned to Lily, searching for her opinion. "Are you really okay with this?" he whispered. "Facing whatever this is? I don't want to lose what we have." Lily's mind raced with thoughts of love, of family, of dreams pinned against the reality of their past. "Ethan," she whispered back, "if we don't face our truths, we'll never find our way forward. I want to know." The room fell quiet, and tension buzzed like static. They held their breath, collectively teetering on the edge of revelation. "Let us dive into it then," Alex said with a nod, determination etched in their features. "Let us uncover what it truly means to be free from the weight of the past. Are you all in?" One by one, they looked to each other, weighing the stakes. Would they really step into the unknown? Could they change the narrative that had long defined them? Just then, a loud knock echoed through the room, causing hearts to leap and eyes to widen. "I'm sorry to interrupt," a stern voice called from the other side, "but this matter affects you all. We need to talk." What new revelation awaited them at the threshold? Ethan's heart thundered in his chest. The knock seemed almost a crescendo to the emotional roller coaster they were riding. Everyone held their breath, the weight of uncertainty settling heavily upon them. "Who could that be?" Lily whispered, her voice barely a flutter against the charged silence. "I don't know," Ethan replied, his brow furrowing even deeper. The uncertainty hung palpably in the air. Alex's earlier assertion about facing truths loomed large in his mind, but what if this was not the truth he was ready to face? "Do we let them in?" Sarah asked, her eyes darting nervously between the door and their expectant faces. Without waiting for a reply, Ethan's father stomped toward the door. "Fine. Let us hear what they have to say." His voice was fierce, refusing to show any vulnerability. He swung the door open, revealing a tall figure dressed in a tailored suit that somehow made the dim hallway seem brighter. It was a woman, striking features framed by dark, wavy hair that fell to her shoulders. She confidently stepped across the threshold, lowering her sunglasses just enough to establish eye contact, an air of authority radiating from her. "Mr. Hastings," she said, turning her attention to Ethan's father. "I'm Amelia. We need to discuss your family's affairs. Who are you to barge in here?" Ethan's father snapped, but doubt crept into his tone. Amelia remained unfazed. "I am your grandmother's lawyer." She glanced around at the family, gauging their reactions. "I have information concerning the estate and, more importantly, about the letters Sarah mentioned." The air around them became heavy, the tension almost suffocating. "What do you mean?" Ethan's voice faltered slightly, revealing a crack in his bravado, urging Amelia to continue. "The letters," Amelia began, her voice steady. "They contain not only personal sentiments but also details that could impact the inheritance of your family. You see, your grandmother wished to clear the air about her past. Lily whispered, glancing back at Sarah, whose expression was now a blend of confusion and concern. "Indeed," Amelia continued, her voice steady. "There were conditions related to the estate that I cannot disclose unless the entire family is present. It's time for the truth to be unveiled." Ethan felt a chill run down his spine. This was the moment where secrets would tumble out, unfiltered and raw. "How can we trust you?" Ethan snapped, stepping closer, a protective instinct kicking in. Amelia held his gaze. "You don't have to trust me, but you need to confront the past together. Your grandmother believed in honesty above all else, even when it meant facing uncomfortable truths. That is why I'm here." The silence enveloped them again. Each family member exchanged glances, silently weighing the significance of Amelia's words. The path forward needed mapping, but it could also unravel them. "As hard as this might be," Sarah said, taking a tentative step toward the front. "We have to listen. We owe it to Grandma." Lily felt the stirring of determination. Yes, they owed it to Grandma. And to themselves. They had lingered too long in shadows. What do you want us to do? Ethan finally asked, defiance still ingrained in his voice but softened by resignation. Amelia's lips curled into a small, knowing smile. Gather everyone. It's time to reveal what your grandmother wanted you to know. Lily's pulse quickened. Each fragmented piece of history whispered mysteries, calling out for her attention, for resolution. What secrets does she hold? Ethan pondered aloud, glancing at Lily. And will we survive it? As the family began to congregate, the atmosphere thickened with anticipation. With every passing moment, they inched closer to understanding not only their grandmother's legacy but their own identity as a family. Would they emerge as stronger individuals or remain forever trapped in a cycle of doubt? A soft wind blew through the door, rustling the curtains, almost inviting them to take that first brave step forward. Just as Amelia began to speak again, another crash echoed from the hallway behind her. The door swung open forcefully, pushing some of them back. Amelia, you're not here to share that information, at least, not without me. A man stormed in, his presence commanding fear and confusion all at once. Who was this new arrival, and how was he tangled in their family's web of secrets? The tension in the room shifted as the man stepped into the dim light. His sharp features radiated a chaotic energy, flipping the atmosphere from anticipation to uncertainty. Ethan's father's face hardened, his fists clenching at his sides. Who are you? Ethan demanded, narrowing his eyes. I'm Nathan, the man said, his tone smooth yet laced with authority. Your uncle. Your grandmother's only son. Gasps erupted from the corners of the room. Lily felt her heart race, she had never known of this uncle. The only family stories that drifted through their home were about Grandma's quiet life, her unyielding strength, and the mystery surrounding her decisions. Uncle? Ethan echoed, trying to process this revelation. Why are you only just showing up now? Timing is everything, Ethan, Nathan replied, stepping further inside the house, his voice a controlled whisper that commanded attention. I didn't know who had been handling the estate when I received the message from Amelia. I had to come. What do you want? Ethan's voice was brimming with anger, protective as he stood in front of Lily and Sarah. Nathan was undeterred, his gaze piercing as he focused on Amelia. You're here to reveal secrets both you and I know Grandma took to her grave. You can't simply disclose everything without me present. Amelia replied calmly, the family needs to know the truth, Nathan. It's not just about the inheritance, it's about understanding the woman they thought they knew. Ethan's pulse pounded in his ears. Secrets, deceptive strands that had woven their lives together all these years were threatening to unravel before them. He glanced at Lily and Sarah, bracing for the storm their grandmother had left behind. Why should we believe you? Sarah's voice quivered, but her conviction cut through the tension. Why should we trust anything you say? Nathan hesitated but then drew in a breath. Because I was her son. I knew her better than anyone, even you. The room went silent, every heart weighing the credibility of his claim. Enough. Father erupted, his patience fraying. This isn't a game, Nathan. You don't just walk in here and expect us to roll over. We don't even know you. I don't need you to trust me, but you will hear what I have to say. Nathan's gaze swept over each family member, daring them to challenge him. Your grandmother was involved in something much bigger than any of you realized. Those letters tied to a legacy that could change everything, for all of us. Ethan's throat tightened, heat rising to his cheeks. What are you talking about? Explain yourself. With a steely resolve, Nathan began, there are details about a family business, a lost fortune she kept hidden, and how all of this could affect your grandmother's wishes and your futures. You will need to decide who you want to be as a family. A shimmering crack in the family dynamic had formed. Questions loomed like a storm cloud, threatening to rain chaos over their fragile peace. Why didn't she tell us? Ethan felt betrayal thick in the air, each word puncturing a bit more hope. Because she thought it was safer to protect you from the reality of it, Nathan replied, the weight of his words hanging heavily. Amelia, sensing the rift could redefine their reality, stepped forward. Perhaps her intention was to let you discover the truth when you were ready. But secrets have a way of pulling families apart. Everyone stood in a cloud of confusion and anger, emotions colliding like waves crashing against the shore. Just when it seemed they might find a path forward, the truth felt like an anchor pulling them under. Take some time, Amelia suggested quietly. Process what you want to do next. You might need to confront your grandmother's choices together. But the group was too overwhelmed. The air buzzed with conflicting feelings, betrayal, confusion, and a flickering ember of hope. As they stared at Nathan and Amelia, Ethan's heart raced with fear of what lay ahead. Would the revelations bring healing or heartbreak? With the uncertainty thick around them, a sudden shatter of glass echoed from the back of the house. What was that? Lily almost screamed, her voice slicing through the moment of tension. Ethan's breath caught. They felt their fragile world tilting. What would they discover next, and could they ever truly rebuild after such revelations? Ethan's heart plummeted. He glanced at Lily and Sarah, their eyes mirroring his unease. Nathan took a step back, a hint of wariness flashing across his face. What was that noise? Lily's voice quivered, a mix of fear and urgency. Stay here. Ethan instructed, barely able to keep his voice steady as he moved toward the hallway leading to the back of the house. Each step felt heavy, the air thick with anticipation. The sound nagged at him, an unsolved mystery that hung just out of reach. He reached the kitchen doorway, the fluorescent lights buzzing overhead. The back window was shattered, shards of glass scattered across the floor like fallen stars. Someone had thrown a stone. He scanned the room, but it was empty. Ethan, what happened? Sarah's voice called from behind him, breaking him from his thoughts. Just some broken glass, he replied, trying to sound calm. But it's not just a random stone. This feels targeted. Targeted? By who? Lily asked, inching closer, the fear evident in her eyes. I have no idea, he said, a chill creeping down his spine. But we should get everyone together. Whatever's happening, it feels like someone wants us to know it. Ethan rushed back to the living room, where tension hung like the lingering scent of smoke. The family stood in disarray, still grappling with Nathan's revelation. Everyone. Ethan raised his voice, trying to bring clarity amidst the chaos. We need to stay together. I just found a broken window in the kitchen. Something's off, and I don't want any of you alone right now. Nathan's keen gaze sharpened. What does that mean? Is someone watching you? I don't know. But we should keep an eye out. Amelia moved to Ethan's side, her expression grave. Secrets have a way of surfacing, Ethan. If they're about to get exposed, we have to be ready. Your grandmother's past might not just impact us emotionally, it could put us in danger. Ethan felt a swirl of emotions, anger at their grandmother for holding back the past, concern for his family's safety, and confusion about Nathan's role in all of this. Would he be an ally or another threat? Maybe it's not just the past that we're uncovering, Nathan interjected, his tone low and firm. There's something right in front of us, and until we face it, we won't understand the true implications of everything. What do you mean? Sarah asked, her voice shaking more now. Nathan glanced around the room, weighing his words carefully. Your grandmother's legacy didn't just include family secrets, it's tied to something much bigger. That broken window could be a warning. We need to dig deeper into this family history to protect what matters. Ethan turned to Nathan, frustration boiling over. And how do you expect us to trust anything you say? You show up with cryptic messages when we're already reeling from your big reveal. Trust is earned, Ethan, Nathan replied calmly, yet there was a spark of something deeper behind his eyes. But if you want to keep your family safe, you need to listen. There are more pieces to this puzzle, and if the wrong hands get to them first, Ethan inhaled sharply, the gravity of Nathan's words sinking in. The stakes were higher than he had imagined. Suddenly, a low rumble echoed from the far side of the house, possibly a car engine stalling or something more sinister. What was that? Lily's voice cut through the tension, echoing his concern. Ethan swallowed hard. We need to find out. Stay together. They huddled closer as footsteps shuffled outside, muffled voices fading in and out. Who was out there? Were they watching? As they ventured towards the front door, Ethan's heart raced with anticipation mixed with dread. What lay beyond that threshold? What truths waited in the shadows of their family's past? Standing on the brink of revelation, Ethan felt the weight of his grandmother's legacy looming over them all. Would it unite them or tear them apart? He braced himself, knowing the next steps could change everything. And just as they were about to step outside, his phone buzzed in his pocket. He pulled it out, staring at the notification with disbelief. An unknown number. A message that only read, "The truth can be dangerous. Be careful." Panic surged through him. What did this mean for them all? He turned to Nathan, ready for answers. But was he prepared for the truth? Ethan stood frozen, the gravity of the moment pulling him in every direction. His phone trembled in his grip, the unknown message whispering threats of danger lurking just beyond the shadows of their lives. The truth can be dangerous. Be careful. What a chilling echo of all they'd been wrestling with. Who sent that? Lily asked, her voice laced with apprehension. I don't know, he replied, shaking his head, trying to push back the swirling storm of anxiety. But we need to focus on what's happening right now. Secrets are coming to the surface, and it feels like someone doesn't want us to uncover them. Nathan's eyes flickered with a mix of interest and doubt. This isn't just about your grandmother anymore. It's about the legacy that may threaten everyone here. But why now? Sarah chimed in, her voice dim yet resolute. And how do we even begin to confront all of this? As the group looked at each other, the silence thickened, pregnant with unspoken fears and lingering hopes. Each face bore a story. They were individuals caught in the web of tradition, secrets, and heartbreak, waiting for clarity that felt elusive. I think Ethan began, his voice steadier as determination washed over him, we need to come together as a family and decide what to do next. Whatever secrets Grandma kept, we have to face them together. Starting now. Nods of agreement rippled through the room, sowing seeds of resolve. But before they could move forward, Amelia stepped in. You must know that uncovering family secrets often comes at a price. Are you all ready to pay it? Yes. Lily erupted with an unexpected fierceness. We deserve to know. We owe it to Grandma and to ourselves. This is our legacy too. Ethan squeezed her hand, feeling the warmth spread through him. It was inexplicable, the way they both pulled courage from each other as they braced against societal judgment and family scrutiny. Then let us begin, Nathan said, drawing everyone's focus back to him. We can sift through the memories, one at a time. But the truth may hurt, so be ready to confront it, not just within your grandmother's past, but your own relationships. Amelia nodded slowly. The letters were written out of love but also of fear. You might find the echoes of her choices resonating in your own lives. Ethan felt a thrill run through him at the challenge that lay ahead. Let us gather in the living room. We can read those letters together. It's time we stop hiding in the past. As the family settled into the living room, anticipation buzzed in the air, an electrifying concoction of fear, hope, and the promise of revelation. Their faces illuminated with the glow of a flickering bulb overhead, each capturing their unique burdens while also generating a collective strength. Moments later, Sarah retrieved the box of letters and carefully set it on the coffee table, revealing their aged, yellowed edges. The room drew in a collective breath before Nathan reached out, taking one letter and unfolding it gently as though it were a precious artifact. "Dear Maureen," he began, his voice low and reverberating with deep emotion. "I've never felt so lost, but my love for you has always been the grounding force guiding me. I hope one day, you'll understand the choices I made." As he read, vulnerability rippled across the face of each family member. No longer were they just siblings, they were a tapestry woven from shared choices, intertwined with love and heartache spanning generations. Ethan glanced at Lily, her eyes glimmered with tears, yet there was strength blooming within them. They shared the unspoken promise that they were ready to face whatever unfolded next, arm in arm. Slowly, the letters revealed fragments of Grandma's life, a love affair torn apart by expectations, sacrifices made for family respect, and choices that once resonated with guilt. The revelations shattered the cold facade around Nathan's initial presence in their lives, painting a picture of a man burdened by legacy too. "I never knew," Ethan murmured. "Grandma was struggling with this all alone." "But her choices shaped you all," Nathan replied quietly. "And it's time to reclaim that ownership together. We choose how to break this cycle." With each letter and revelation, the tension that once tied them to resentment transformed into an unbreakable bond. They were all part of this journey, one neither noble nor shameful, but a story of resilience. Amidst the revelations, love blossomed deeper, roots rooted not in wealth or status, but in sacrifice and understanding. As the last letter drew to a close, they sat quietly, absorbing the weight of their family history. Lily lifted her eyes to Ethan, a smile breaking across her face. "We made it through," she whispered. Ethan squeezed her hand, realizing how far they had traveled together. "This is just the beginning," he replied, his heart brimming with love and hope. "We'll write our own narrative together." Collectively, they felt a sense of liberation. The truths they uncovered didn't shatter them, instead, they rebuilt connections and nurtured understanding. And as they stood on the brink of renewal, the echo of future adventures awaited them, not merely as descendants of their grandmother, but as a united force. Together, they stepped into the light, ready to embrace whatever destiny had in store for them. Now, it's your turn. You need to subscribe now to the channel to not miss out on the next exclusive stories that could transform your perspective. Leave a like now to feed the algorithm and keep the magic alive. Comment your reactions and feelings about this ending, share your thoughts, it means the world. And don't wait not even one more second to share this video with at least 5 friends who need to see this transformation. Your support can shape the future stories we tell together.